Basically we was looking for an opportunity to get him some minutes, and he hasn't played in 4 months. So it's just you want to just get him out there. That's the first 5-on-5 he's seen, since leaving the floor. So really to just get him some minutes out on the floor. Where do you think it's ability to control the ball regarding offensively? We were not good. I thought their pressure bothered us. They were 20 points, in fact, 27 fast break points. It was just really turnover after turnover. We never really got into a rhythm or was able to establish ourselves on the offensive end of the floor. Good job of them pressuring the ball, pressuring the catch, active hands. They turned it up. I expected them to respond with this type of intensity, and they did. And we just was caught on our heels. And, they showed us that there's another level that we have to get to if we're going to have success.
Okay, Sarah, you have another question?
I can ask that. You're good.
All right. Jelani, if you don't mind taking over.
All right, we will start via Zoom with Jeff Schultz.
Nate, you referenced the turnovers. Was that a matter of coming out flat? What was a lack of focus? What was it?
Not executing. I don't think it was a matter of coming out flat. We didn't handle their pressure that they came out with. We knew that they would come out with more pressure and playing with a sense of urgency, getting into the ball. We just did not execute. 20 turnovers tonight. We really never got a rhythm offensively, never was able to establish ourselves on either end of the floor.
And following that up, I think Trae finished with maybe 9 turnovers. I know he had 8, I think, in the first half. I mean, was he just a part of that, or was he sort of ahead of the curve, behind the curve in that area? Or
yeah, he was a part of that. We all was a part of that. Again, 20 turnovers. They turned up their pressure, and we did not handle that pressure well.
Steve Hummer.
And looking at that first half and how well the Bucks shot and their offensive efficiency, how much was that on them and how much was on your defense, do you think?
I think it was a little bit of both. We felt that we needed to be better defensively containing the ball. Even in the first game, they had some open looks that they normally knock down those shots. Tonight, I thought our closeouts were a little too short, and they were getting some of the same shots, and they were knocking them down tonight from the perimeter. This is a really good team as far as shooting the 3 ball, and they had that going tonight. So I think it was a little bit of both. Defensively, we weren't able to get enough pressure. Our closeouts were short. They beat us to the offensive rebound. So they won the hustle game. Just totally dominated this game tonight.
And can I ask you, after getting kind of blitzed in a half like that, what do you tell the team at halftime, and what do you look for in the second half? And did you find anything that you were looking for?
No, we didn't. And what you tell your team is you go out and you try to win that third quarter. You had bad halves before, and the start of the third quarter, you want to try to get a rhythm, and you just flush that first half. And we just was never able to get a rhythm tonight. They pretty much controlled the game from start to finish.
Thanks.
McLean Baxley.
Do you think there were times tonight that Trae Young was trying to do a little bit too much, coming off a 48, historic night on Sunday night, and do you think he was trying to, kind of dictate things a little too much there in the first half?
I think they did what they needed to do. They came out with intensity, a lot of pressure. We didn't execute as a group. That you have nights like that, and this is something that we just move on. We did a good job of getting one game, and now we try to go home and defend home court.
Davide.
Hey, coach. You guys probably played your worst game in the playoffs, but as you said, you went to Milwaukee and win one game. What do you focus on your message to the team?
Well, again, we know we're better than this, and the message to the team is we got to be able to take that next step, raise our level of play. That sense of urgency that we've been talking about. That team showed us that they are a really good team, and there's another level that we have to get to have success against them.
James Hill.
Coach McMillan, in a long series, you guys can flip the script. Next stop, game 3 and 4 in Atlanta, and talk about going home, getting home cooking, and all of a sudden you're on your floor.
Yeah, well, we've been on the road for really over a week, and it's really been an emotional week. And to again, come out of this road trip or come off this road trip 500, it's good. We'll take that. We had an opportunity to get 2. It didn't happen tonight. Now we go home where we've had success there. We'll be able to sleep in our own beds and basically put this behind us, refocus, and get ourselves ready for Game 3 on Sunday.
Thank you, Coach.
Just 2 more. Emmanuel Glaze.
Coach, one of the few bright spots today were that you were able to get Cam out there a little bit more today. What do you see from him, and do you feel like you can get him some more minutes in the rotation as the playoffs go?
We'll see. Basically, it was an opportunity to get him some minutes tonight. But Cam hasn't played ball in 5-on-5 in 4 months. And, it's really tough to throw a guy out there in a situation, like he's been put in. But we'll see. He's available. If there's an opportunity to put him out there and we feel that he can help us, we'll do so.
Final question from Jonathan Simmons of Real Talk Sports.
Hey, Coach, I know obviously it was a tough game tonight, but how important is it that you have that positive messaging that you took the number 1 seed, Philadelphia, on their home court in Game 7, snuck away with the first game of this series, but more importantly, it really wasn't until the second quarter that the game got away from you guys. Were only down by 6 after the first period. How important is it to get that message into the team's head going back to Atlanta?
Absolutely. That's what we talked about, just a few minutes ago is we were able to split here. And, again, anytime you're able to go 500 on the road in the NBA and win on the road, that's a good thing. And, we was able to get that first one. Again, we was able to put ourselves in position to win 2, but it didn't happen tonight. Just as we have been talking about all season long, you can't get too high when you win. You can't get too low when you drop a game. And the thing we'll do is clean up some things tomorrow and get ourselves ready for Sunday.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Again, the 3 players we expect to join us tonight are Trae Young, John Collins, and Cam Reddish. All right, everybody. Trae Young is making his way to the podium. Again, he will begin with questions from inside the room in Milwaukee, and then we will transition to the Zoom room. So if you've got questions, go ahead and raise your hand in advance so that we can start as soon as he finishes in person.
Thank you, Trae, for joining us. We will start in the room with Sarah.
Hey Trey, just how killer were turnovers for you guys tonight, and is that one of the biggest things that got y'all out of sorts in that first half?
Yeah, and that's all on me. I gotta be better at taking care of the ball and just doing a better job of just at least getting us a shot. And 9 turnovers is way too much, and I gotta do better, and I will be better next game. So definitely a big reason.
Just kind of what's the mindset of the team now, getting to go back home? Obviously, y'all been one-on-one in pretty much every series so far.
Yeah. No, it's exciting being able to go back home. We wanted to steal one on the road. We did that, and so now to go home, play in front of our fans. In the Eastern Conference Finals, it's going to be loud. It's going to be a lot of people there. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to just going out there, having fun, and playing in front of all our Atlanta fans.
Chris.
What do you feel like Milwaukee did differently tonight in regards to defending?
They didn't do nothing too much different. They just played more aggressive. It was just more aggressive, and Scott and them allowed more to go tonight. So just got to be better and just be able to respond a lot better.
Did it feel like one of those nights where it just wasn't the team's night, and it was just going to be one of those nights where you guys get blown out?
For sure. Especially as the game continued, we knew how desperate they needed this one. So as the game went on, it felt like they were hitting everything, and we couldn't get a shot to drop, and it was just one of those nights. And sometimes it happens like that. It sucks it happened tonight, but we got to be able to bounce back.
Bryce.
Hey Trey, Nate talked a little bit about how it felt like Milwaukee showed you guys that there was another level. But as you kind of turn this game to game 3, what did you feel like that you could do differently, maybe in the way that you attack them, whether it was the aggressiveness or?
Yeah, it's really just that. They were just more aggressive. They didn't really change up too much of their defensive scheme. They were more in on their rollers, so the perimeter is more open, and I just got to make better reads. And I take complete responsibility for what happened tonight. Taking care of the ball is something I got to be better at, and I will be better at it. So it's really just they just upped their physicality tonight, and we got to do the same.
One of the things, it did look like they were a lot more aggressive with you, but you only drew 1 foul tonight, which is like the fewest you've drawn all season. I'm not asking you to say anything about the officials, but like, what was it that they were doing to be able to keep away from fouling you while still playing you aggressive?
Oh, a lot of it's more about how the refs are going to call it that night. It's just how they're gonna let them be aggressive, and they're gonna let them be aggressive, and if they're not, they're gonna call it the way it's supposed to be. Then it would be different, but sometimes it's called that way, and when they're aggressive and they don't call it, nights like tonight happens.
Steve with AP.
How soon in the game did you figure out they were going to be a lot more aggressive than they've been the other night? Was it a thing right from the start, or when it was sense they were trying to get it?
I don't know. They were just the beginning of the game. It was just like that. So I don't know how to really answer that question. It was just kind of how the game went, how the flow of the first quarter, first half went, and it's kind of happened like that.
Trey, just how good was it to see Cam get some minutes out there?
Yeah.
Obviously the first time he's played in forever.
Yeah, I think that was, to be honest, our only positive thing tonight. Getting to see Cam back and getting to see him on the court was awesome, and he played great. He was aggressive. So that was probably one of, if our only, bright spot tonight.
All right, Jelani, take it away.
Okay, on the Zoom side, we will begin with Jeff Schultz.
Trey, I'm just wondering, it's pretty rare for you to be able to, or for you to be sitting on the bench for the whole fourth quarter watching the game. What's going through your mind during that period? Are you trying to figure out what happened? Are you thinking about the next game? You're just trying to relax? So what's going through your mind then?
There's a lot of things. I'm just trying to figure out how it got to that point, what I can do better for the next game, and just already thinking about getting back home to Atlanta and playing in front of everybody. Just going out and having fun. So I'm really just excited that we get to go home and bring a conference finals energy type atmosphere back to the ATL.
Nathan Addison.
Hey, what's going on, Trae? What's the difference in the physicality that you've adjusted to in this series compared to the previous ones against the Knicks and the Sixers?
I mean, every series has been physical. I mean, the Knicks and the Sixers are two of the top 3 defenses in the league. Sixers had 3 all defensive players on their team. I've seen physicality from defenders all playoffs, and I mean nothing new. So I just got to be able to respond and be better next game.
Raphael Haynes from the 3-point conversion.
Hey, Trae, after a game like this, what is the morale in the locker room, especially knowing the fact that Nate keeps saying that you all stole one, so you pretty much accomplished what you wanted. So what is the morale after a game like this?
I mean, just understanding we get to go home and we got a chance to bounce back. I mean, all we hope for is a chance to bounce back, and we get one, and we just got to be ready.
Back to Chris.
When you have a game like this, what goes through your head to kind of erase this outcome?
Yeah, I mean, you can't erase it. I mean, you got to learn from it. I mean, every game, every loss is a learning experience, and it's an opportunity for you to learn. And tonight I can learn a lot. I can learn how to be better and taking care of the ball. And if I know we get a shot up, we got some guys who can make shots. So I just got to do a better job of taking care of the ball next game.
Last 2 from Davide and then Maria.
Hey Trae, obviously this was probably the worst game that your team had in this playoffs. How do you turn page and look forward? What do you focus on from now on till Sunday?
Really, you just gotta watch film. I mean, as soon as you get on the plane, as soon as you get back, really just watch film, see what we could have got better at, and make the right adjustments, and just be ready for Sunday.
Final question from Maria.
Hi, Trae. Despite the loss, how would you describe your team's collective effort throughout these 2 games against the Bucks? And how would you also describe the mentality that you guys have to step up and get ready, in this case, for Game 3?
Yeah, I mean, what was the first question? I'm sorry.
Oh, about your team's collective effort throughout this series.
Oh yeah, I mean we've been playing hard. We've got guys that are banged up, and I mean when Bogey's out there banged up, playing his heart out, playing hard. Just shots just ain't going in for him right now, and I mean we just got to find a way to dig deep and keep fighting. And we've been fighting all series, these first 2 games, and tonight just wasn't our night. And sometimes it's like that, and we got to figure out a way to bounce back, and we will.
Thank you, Trae. The 2 final players who will join us tonight are John Collins and Cam Reddish. And once one of them, I guess, is on the way, I'll let you know. And Cam will be the next player to join us.
We have Cam Rash here. We'll get started with questions inside the actual room before moving on to the Zoom room. We'll start with Sarah Spencer.
Hey, Cam, it's good to see you.
You too.
What was it like? I guess just how are you feeling physically, and also what was it like to play for the first time in several months? You know, physically and emotionally too, I'm sure.
I mean, it felt good. I was excited to get back out there. Obviously, it's a little bit, it feel a little bit weird at first, but as the game went on, it got better, got more comfortable. So I'm just looking forward to getting on to the next game.
I know Achilles stuff can be tricky sometimes. Has it been frustrating? You know, it kind of being a longer process to get back here.
Yeah, I've had some frustrating days, but I mean it's all a process, and I'm just trying to trust that process, trust the training staff, and then just really just go from there. I'm not trying to give it too much thought, because you're just gonna think yourself into God knows what. So I'm just taking it day by day, and I feel good right now though.
Chris?
Obviously, with you not having played in 4 months, what have your thoughts been on just how this team has bounced back in the second half to now be in this position?
I mean, it's been unbelievable to watch. I've been able to watch all of it. So just seeing it unfold, seeing the guys come in every day and just put that work in, and seeing the camaraderie just grow day by day has been pretty cool to see. And obviously, I've been able to see it, on TV. So it's pretty cool.
Back to Sarah.
Was there anything with your injury? Was there anything with it that kind of built up over time and it was kind of nagging, or was there one moment where it happened?
Nah, yeah, I was playing with it for a little while, but I was kind of just like, it is what it is. I played through a lot of different things, so I didn't think too much of it. But it got worse, so I had to take the precautions. But for a minute, I didn't play too long with it, but for a little bit.
Back to Chris.
You've dealt with a couple of injuries now to start your career. I mean, how frustrating is that mentally to go through that process?
Preparation for something. I don't know what it is, but preparation for something. Like I said, I'm not gonna overthink it. It happens. I'm just gonna trust God and what He has for me. So that's all it is to it.
All right, Jelani, you can take it over.
All right, we'll start on the Zoom side with Jamila Johnson.
Hey Cam, welcome back.
Appreciate it.
So when I asked Clint about your progress, he was really excited. He said the guys were excited to have you back. What has it been like having those guys there to support you throughout this?
I mean, I don't know what I'd do without them for real. I mean, they've been there nonstop in my ear, telling me to stay ready, and my time was coming. So, I took all their advice and just tried to stay ready to the best of my ability. And I mean, it's been working out so far.
Emmanuel Glaze.
Cam, being in the locker room and seeing how the team played tonight, how quick do you have to get over this and get ready for Sunday? It's one game, big loss, but you got to get ready for game 3. And Atlanta's going to be rocking when y'all get back.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's 1-1. So we came out here, got one. Now we got to go back home and take care of business. So, I mean, I think it's pretty simple.
James Hill.
Hey Cam, welcome back. Talk a little bit about the series going forward, and you can help this club the best 3 out of 5.
Wait, what you mean?
I mean, you can help your team win, and you guys are going home, and just talk about what you see so far.
Bro, I'm confused. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to disrespectful. I don't know what you mean.
No problem. Just talk a little bit about the series so far, what you see from your perspective.
I mean, I just think it's really competitive so far. Both sides of the floor. I mean, guys getting after it. Obviously, they're tough. They're long, athletic. So we gotta break that down. But I think we're in a good spot.
Thank you.
Let's give the final question to Raphael Haynes of the 3-point conversion.
Hey, Cam, hope all is well. Cam, was there a certain message that Nate gave you tonight before you entered the game? Did he have any expectations, or what did he say to you?
He didn't really say anything to me before when I got subbed in. Just told me to stay ready, and if the opportunity presents itself, I'll be able to get in. So I was just on the side, mentally preparing myself to get subbed in. And while doing that, just being the best team I could possibly be. But when my time came, I was ready.
Thank you, Cam.
Appreciate it. That's it.
Okay. John Collins is on his way to the podium, so we will begin momentarily. If you got a question, please go ahead and raise your hand so that once Garen finishes inside the room, we can go digitally via Zoom.
All right, we got John Collins here. We're going to start in the room with Sarah Spencer.
Hey, John. Nate spoke about how the Bucks kind of showed you guys tonight that there's another level you're going to have to reach to beat this team. What do you guys need to do to reach that level and to respond to this loss?
Yeah, we just got to, up our level of competition, of intensity. I feel like this is part of us going, into the mature players that can handle, a championship run, as this is our first, not to make an excuse. But these are the type of things that happen, and it's on us to, improve and make adjustments.
Chris?
What do you feel like the Bucks did differently tonight to stop you guys on offense?
If anything, it was just the pressure. I feel like the pressure they applied to the ball. They're obviously a lot more aggressive and a lot quicker out in transition. I just feel like the ball pressure at the point of the screen was definitely a lot more intense.
As one of the vocal leaders of this team, what do you say to the guys after a game like this? And how difficult is it to erase some of the performances?
Yeah, I don't know if you could ever really necessarily erase it, but we can go back and learn from it and understand that this is, probably the same game plan for them coming next game. And that's the great thing, is that we have more games. We get to go back home and try this again. So, that's really my sentiment, or, my speech to the guys, if I had one, is that, we got some games at home to try to bring this back.
All right, Royce?
Yeah, Trae talked a little bit about the aggressiveness that the Bucks kind of applied to him. What can you guys do to kind of counter that in Game 3? Is it better screens? Is it more movement off the ball? How do you kind of counter that?
Yeah, I feel like, just first we just got to be more patient, and try not to just, give the team extra possessions. But I feel like, if anything, I just feel like, we need to have more movement, just off the ball, giving guys outlets and, areas to catch the ball and try to create. So I feel like that's step one.
John, how good was it to see Cam get some minutes out there tonight, just with him being out injured for so long and finally just getting to get back on the court?
Yeah, one of the bright spots of the night for sure. I love seeing my brother get healthy, get back on the court, and try to get some minutes back under his legs. Obviously, playoff minutes, so it's a little different, but I'm happy nonetheless.
Is it encouraging at all, as tough as this loss is, you're still going back home, and it's 1-1. You guys have kind of been in this exact same scenario the first two series, and you were able to win those.
Yeah, I'd say, it's comforting in a weird way to know that we've been through this situation twice now. Hopefully we can continue to capitalize as we've done, splitting this first game. But it's nice to just have a little bit of, struggle and toughness under our belt from the previous series. As I said, we're going to need that going into next series. To finish out this series.
Let's go to Jeff Schultz.
John, I'm just wondering, it's rare that you're watching the whole game from the fourth quarter on the bench. What was going through your mind during that time?
I was just cheering on my guys. I feel like, one of my favorite things to do during a basketball game is to cheer for my teammates on the bench. I work out with those guys every single day, travel with them, and I was just cheering them on and trying to just, encourage my guys to keep their heads up for the next game.
And then kind of along those lines too, when time ran out, I know all the guys on the bench were sort of shaking hands, and I think you went out and greeted the guys who came off the court and stuff. Could you just share what was being said during those exchanges?
Yeah, just words of encouragement, words of understanding, knowing that we have 2 more games to play at home before we come back here, and understanding that, it's not all bad. Although we did lose tonight in a way we none of us liked, we still did our jobs and split, and we can go back home, try to regroup.
Steve Hummer.
Hey, John, what do you think were the biggest factors in that first half that really knocked you backwards?
Really just turnovers the ball, offensive rebounding. 2 killers for anybody trying to win a game. Those are two tough things to deal with that we necessarily weren't taking care of in the first quarter, and I definitely felt like it gave them some energy.
You've got to go back and relive this, watching tape and everything. How difficult is that going to be, do you think?
Oh, it's going to be tough. Watching film after a loss is always tough. But for me at this point, I sort of thrive in that, in learning how to get better from what they're doing. And as I said before, the good part about being in a series, you can watch and prepare for the next game as we play the same team, and hopefully that gives us a little confidence.
Just a few more. We'll go to Patrick from ESPN.
Hey, John. When Giannis refuses to settle for jump shots and attacks the rim, what's the impact that has on your team on the court?
It just pulls our defense in more. Obviously he's a big threat down low in the paint, and it's tough to do a lot when he gets the ball down there. So, that's really it.
Jamila.
Hey, John.
No.
You kind of mentioned this before, but the fan support, we've actually seen fans travel to the games on the road, and of course the fan support while you're at home. How impactful has it been to kind of have the city of Atlanta and beyond kind of stand behind and support you guys?
Oh, it's been amazing, and that's part of why I'm excited to go back home, is we haven't really had a chance to experience any of that energy that is still building from Atlanta after us moving on from last series and coming here. So we're excited to get back home, lay in our own bed, and try to regroup.
Thank you.
Final question from Davide.
Hey, John, as you said, you've been here before. You've been there before, losing one. What did you learn about bouncing back? What do you guys need to do to bounce back and get the next game?
Firstly, it's a mental thing, understanding that, it's one game, and to sort of just remove it from the brain. Understanding that they've turned up their level of intensity, which means we need to turn up ours. Just learning from our mistakes and not making the same ones twice in a row.
Thank you, JC.
Thanks, y'all.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, that was our final player, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Thanks, Jelani.
Have a good night.
You too.